You got to sit there and ask yourself, okay, what am I truly passionate about? What do I enjoy doing? And when you feel that way, honestly, you feel like you have never worked a day in your life. It's the most fun thing in the world. You get up in the morning excited about what you're doing. And you got to be really honest with yourself about it. If you wake up in the morning and you're dreading going to work, dude, do something else. Right. Do something else. And those are hard decisions to make. But when you make those decisions, it's a very liberating experience. And you find out that the rewards will come.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? We have missed y'all for, it's been it's been too long. So, first of all, I want to say, hope everybody been good. And if you haven't been good, I hope everybody get better because your best days ahead of you in the first place. So, first off, missed y'all so much. Grateful to be back on here. Grateful to bring y'all Unfiltered. Grateful that we got our fourth season in. And that's always because of people that support. So thank every single one of y'all that support us out there. Every single one of your emails. Every single time we go out in public and someone is asking, hey, when y'all coming back? When the next season? Well, we here tonight and we're going to do like we normally do all the time. Bringing y'all some of the most important news stories, some of the most entertaining news stories. But the one thing that you always going to be guaranteed is that everything going to be factual here, and you're going to get that true, unbiased opinion in this bad boy. So, Mac Reese is coming. He got to get a link. He's getting all set up, so he's going to be here in a minute. And we got a couple of good topics for y'all tonight that we want to hit on. So much stuff been happening since the time frame we went last for our season finale. So it was hard kind of to pick what we want to really talk about when we got back on the bad boy for this year. But I'm telling you, the best things I could say, the things that's the most troubling that I've been seeing that's going on for everybody is the fact that I don't understand what's going on, but some of y'all just do not know how to let shit go. And what I mean by that is like, y'all are so dead set on some of y'all. Let me not put it, y'all, because I don't want none of y'all hurt the feelings. Because, we live in this very sensitive ass society where everybody internalize everything. It's me, 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 me. It's all about you when you're sad, all about you when you're mad. We got such a damn selfish thing going on. I'm trying to figure out what the deal is. But the biggest thing, like I said, is people trying to press their points on everybody, and nothing bigger than this damn vaccine. I cannot wait for y'all to get over yourselves with this vaccine. Everybody want to prove a point about it. And it's like driving me damn near crazy. Because I know for a fact I come on this bad boy all the time. What's going on, John? All I can say, cuz, you got to do what you got to do. We're going to keep it rolling. But what's going on now is just that it's so much of the same BS that we got to talk about every day. It seems like somebody want to talk about this vaccine. That's why I want to get it out the way first, and then we can stop talking about it, at least on Unfiltered. We ain't got to keep talking about it no more. It gets irritating because to me, I feel like most people, all they doing is talking for the most part. It's all talking. Everybody just want to say and get their point across. And that's a one-sided conversation. And the messed up part is that most of the conversation that's everybody is having and everybody talking about is coming from motherfuckers that absolutely don't know what the fuck they talking about. Half you swear that you got out of motherfucking MIT. You a goddamn rocket scientist now, so you know everything. Some of y'all think y'all certified chemical biologists and you know every damn thing about it. And then you want to give me points out of your opinions. It don't work like that. Everybody, guess what? You're entitled to your opinions. Everybody can have an opinion. Everybody. But you're not entitled to your own facts. Now, let's just speak on some stuff that's just probably true. All right? One. Everybody's scared shitless about this. That's the biggest fact that everybody got to sit down at the table and just agree with. You don't know what's going on. No one in our lifetime has experienced anything like this, right? That's the first one. Let's find the ways that we can agree. We all know that some of y'all want a shot, some of y'all don't want a shot. Okay. Blah, 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 yakety smackety. Okay. Like I said, we got to have an adult conversation about this. And if all you want to do is pick arguments and just throw everybody else's opinion out the way, I got a chair for you in the back at the kids' table. You got to have adult convo. So that's number one. Everybody's scared. Nobody experienced nothing like this before, right? Two, we have a government that has been have such a level of distrust among its citizens that nobody ever believes anything that comes from them. That's what we need to be talking about. We don't believe nothing that comes from the government. Let's go with what I'm here to unite the citizens, baby. Let's speak some real stuff. All right. First, whether you're Republican, whether you're Democrat, whether you're Tea Party, whether you're orange, you're purple, you're black, you're white, you like strawberry, you like chocolate, you like vanilla. The one thing people can agree on is that they don't trust the government. For the most part, right? They don't trust them. And that's where the biggest misconceptions is coming from. So we taking out our distrust and our anger at a government that has failed us time and time again, and we taking it out on the citizens who ain't got nothing to do with it. The problem is, on top of everyone wanting to get their point across, we as citizens have got to turn our anger and frustration onto the individuals that we are tired of, that we are frustrated with. We're frustrated with the laws. We're frustrated with the lies. We're frustrated with the propaganda. That goes toward the government. What we got to do is the one thing that y'all just simply seem like it's the hardest thing for you to do. And I'm telling you, what you have to do is that we got to get out here and vote. Now, granted, okay, let's spit some real stuff. I know everybody want to say, with this last election, I'm talking about the presidential election, incredible turnout. It was incredible turnout. It's the biggest turnout we ever had in U.S. history. Okay, the two highest vote getters in documented U.S. history were Joe Biden, number one, and Donald Trump. So what that tells you, that one, the engagement of the people is at its highest it's ever been. And normally when you got high engagement, it's because people get afraid. People are afraid or people are pissed. It's the only ways you get it. You don't get it because you're happy, okay? When you call a company, call center, you speaking to T-Mobile or any of your services, you ain't calling to say, hey, that phone service you gave me the other day was awesome. You have a great day. You ain't doing that. You're calling because you're pissed. That's why you call. You call customer service because you're pissed. You don't call because you're in a great mood. Who got that much time throughout the day to just call and say, you want to know what? I just want to tell y'all want to do one hell of a job. Even though that would be great to hear every once in a while. But that's the reason why you call. You go to the polls in droves because you have a problem. You don't like the way the government is being ran. You don't like your representatives. You don't like your senates. You don't like your local government. But unfortunately, and that's a topic for another day, just like in good old Detroit, and I say this all the time, and I love my people, but until y'all start having direct voting ties to your local municipalities, man, we are going to be in the same boat all the time. The direct connection, we got to get out and vote in our local elections all the time. What's that? Your mayors, your city councilmen. Like, I don't know for the life of me, and anybody that know me know, Scott Benson, okay, in my district, he ran unopposed. All right. Scott Benson don't do jack shit. He has not done jack shit. I came this close to being a top-notch dickhead at the you know what I'm saying, at the voting booth, and just writing in just any random person, anybody but Scott Benson. He's done nothing over here. And again, it goes on and on and on and on again, because you want to know why? Voting turnout is always low amongst young people, but they're always the most complaining motherfuckers. Y'all, they're always complaining. That group, that 18, and you get like, I would go to even say about that 35, 35 range. A lot of them just don't vote. They say, forget it, we ain't gonna vote. This is the problem. And, I see what you just said. Scott Benson ain't done jack shit. Only thing Scott Benson done is get drunk. Okay? The only thing he ever get to the bottom to is a bottle of wild turkey. That's the only thing he has done. This guy is totally, completely untouched with the community. The only time you ever hear about him is when he has to go to where he know he gonna get the votes, which is the people that are over 55, because he realized young people don't come out and vote. That's how most people in Detroit, when they run for office, this is how they stay in there, because they realize where they got to go for their votes. And it's the older people, because they're the ones that go out. Old people will go out, rain, sleet, snow, no matter what it is. I've seen them in wheelchairs. I've seen them in walkers. They just come out in droves. And that's how these people stay in office, because old people only have a select memory of the people that they see all the time, or they go by name recognition. Hence, Coleman Young Jr. getting in there. Coleman Young Jr. is another, like, why? All you doing is floating off your daddy's name. That's all he does, because he ain't doing nothing else. Like, and then he try to play the black card all the time. You ain't never going to get me playing the black card. Period. Because he always want to say, y'all want, he want to make everything racial. I trust no man that the first thing he want to do is try to find ways to divide people. Okay? Until Coleman Young Jr., who didn't want to have nothing to do with his pops when he was alive, now all of a sudden he strong and proud, and he want to bring out father name because he running for election. And you probably gonna win with all that nonsense in Detroit, because old people, right? Because they remember his dad. That's it. But outside of that, you got to get in there. And to answer the question about what if you didn't vote for Democrat, I don't care about Democrat. I don't care about Republican. I don't know how many times I've told people this over and over and over again. The two-party system is what's wrong with politics. People should have to run on their own merits. Stop hiding behind your party or your political affiliation. You'll never, because that's what happened all the time, because they understand that people are pretty much simpletons and idiots when it comes to that. They don't really do their homework. they vote how they've been voting historically, period. That's how most people vote. My mama voted this way. My daddy voted this way. I'm going to keep voting that way, right? Quite, you know what I'm saying? Same way. That's how they're going to do it. And yeah, now, John, I definitely agree with that. I've never liked him. I've met this man. I've dealt and done business with this man. Everything out of his mouth is a game. I don't trust that. I can smell BS like a, you know what I'm saying, like a bloodhound. So when I see somebody like him that come across, and I'm like, man, you ain't had nothing to do with your father. That was all information that you could go look up yourself. He was trying to, distance himself from his dad. Now his dad dead and gone, and now he want to go in politics. You know what I'm saying, for the last couple of years, and now he want to try to play the black card, talking about, Mike Duggan, he can't do the job because he's a white man. He's a white man. He's a white man. Like, shut up. You can't do the job, right? I'll be like, you know what? For me, Coleman Young, when you care much more about your health and your blood pressure, then you can come talk to me about running the system. You can't run a mile, much less run the city. I'm like, get out of here. Don't try to tell us how we should vote. You're a loser. You lost the election, and now you're running for at large of the city council because you realize most people don't know everybody that's running. You got Janae Ayers, who got a federal investigation on her, so of course she wasn't gonna get back in. And Mary Waters, she's a career politician. That her name is known throughout Detroit. Everybody knows it. If you don't know nothing else, you know Mary Waters. Oh, Mary Waters. Oh, we're going to vote for Mary Waters. Why? Because she's been in there for 155 years. We call her the Dracula of politics. Man, get out of here. Mike Duggan has done a great job. I can't, cuz it is what it's going to be. I don't know what I can do on that one, man. I'm about to just stay put for this today, this time. I'll keep trying to roll with it. But yeah, for the most part, like I said, he just this opportunistic individual that I never liked. And like I said, Scott Benson the same way. He don't even know about this area. The area that he barely know about it. This dude thought it was going to be a great idea. He thought that would help the youth more than anything else. Let me peep this out. And I'm getting off my topic, but y'all brought it up. Y'all make me start talking about Scott Benson, Mr. Wild Turkey. Well, my issue is with him. He thought that the best thing for the youth in this area was to put soccer fields up. It's like it went off like a light bulb in his hand. Soccer fields. Because we know that the neighborhood is busting out the seams of future Pelés and Mark Metz and all the rest of them. We know that that's what all of they trying to do. We know that everybody's trying to pick up a soccer ball and become the next soccer great. And he put soccer all during the neighborhood. Now, it'd have been a different story if you said, let's open up and let's advance these youth centers with all different types of activities, with programs to help with financial literacy and to help them with technological advances, not just liking and putting things on social media, but actually networking and programming, those things. No, this cocksucker thought the best thing was to put soccer fields in the Osborne community. The Osborne community, right? Which has the highest. Do your research. Just don't listen to me. Y'all hear me? Do your research. I'm a component of you doing your research. The Osborne community, which has the highest ratio of children from 12 to 18 to any other community in the state of Michigan. Also one of the highest population of African Americans. But at the same time, has one of the most diverse communities as well. Now, throughout the years, it seemed like you're seeing less and less maybe of, Hmong and Latinos and things of that nature. But what I've seen the up creep on is, can anybody guess? Caucasian Americans. I've seen that up creep. Because I've seen as the housing went down, they came up here and banned property like they was giving it away. So, all in all, just being honest with y'all and everything else. In all of this separation that we got, because we was talking about the vaccine. Why is it that we're so angry at each other about the topic of the vaccine and the reasons why people are not taking it and want to take it? Absolutely. Duncan has done a great job. I think Duncan has done a great job. I think he has a lot more to do. I think he's done. I think he's done a great job. What do you? But isn't that what we need? Business and commerce. Ain't that one of the problems? Outside of violence, which I thought we had a great. I think we had a great police chief. I thought our police chief was great too. I thought they all worked good together. I mean, they had a couple of things where they was talking about some of the things of that nature. I definitely agree with you at school, but I thought crime, we had a transparent. I mean, people got to be real honest about this. It's probably one of the best police chiefs we had. But you know, see, this the thing, and I actually no, I don't understand what you're saying, but I respect what you're saying. I think that given the situation in Detroit, it was similar to Obama. Keep in mind, Detroit was the largest city to file for bankruptcy. You know, a couple of them came after that, but when Detroit filed for bankruptcy, it was like a big thing. John, shut up, John. But you know what I'm saying. They filed for bankruptcy. So I think anybody who would have gotten here and did something, they would have had a big, huge thing to do. Now, business and commerce, I absolutely agree with you. Schools is that one thing that I believe that we got to figure out on a community level. And we have to have a lot more parent involvement because I don't care where you at. If you out in the burbs, and I'm asking anybody that work out, any of them out there, you can ask me if you work out in the burbs. The one thing they have over inner city schools is parent involvement, and people are going to tell me this all the time that school's school, but the parents got to be involved. It's the difference. See, I don't understand. Like some blacks will get outside of the city and then they want to be more involved because they're outside of the city and they're scared the way people looking at them. But yet they're around their own people. They're like, well, like I could be at home here, I do this. I don't understand that. I've been to meetings and I stand corrected. Live in the city of Detroit, my daughter don't go to school here because schools are that bad. I have, you know, like I'll call it the way it is. My daughter does not go to school in the city of Detroit. It's not the same. The schooling is not the same at all. Even when I was going to school, it was good, but it could have been 10 times better because we got into college courses and it felt like I was a goldfish in the ocean. The only thing that helped me in regards to studying is that I understood and learned how to study. So I was a quick learner. So once I understood it, once I seen it and it was repetition, I was able to do it. You know what I mean? So, but everybody's not like that because you got so many different ways that people learn. It's ridiculous. You'll put a kid that's in Detroit school, right? And this is their excuse. This is what they'll say. This is what is a straight up contradiction when it comes to schools in the inner city to schools in the suburbs that are private or anything else like that. They'll say in the city, they'll say, oh my goodness, there's only 15 students in the class. We need to close the school down because our enrollment is too low. You go out to the burbs, 15 and less students in the class. It's perfect. It's the great. The teacher can get to every student. They can learn. They can help. Every time I hear that stupid an idiot excuse when they come to Detroit. I'm talking about, oh no, it's not enough kids. I'm like, stop it. And it's just, to me, it blows my mind because we'll go for that. Talking about, oh man, yeah, so they got to close it down. We ain't got enough students. That's not true. We want those small class sizes. And then they talk about, oh, so they tell you it ain't no in between. 15 students in the class, we got to close it down. 40 students in the class, we got to ship them out. We got to send them to other places in the school because it's not enough for the teacher to learn, which I agree. It's too many kids. One teacher, 40 kids in the class. That's ridiculous. Now, when you get to college, and shout out to everybody, if you've been to college and everything of that nature, but anybody, and especially on here, John, you probably can attest to this. Let me tell you, you go to college. If you got an English 301 class or advanced literature class, it's over 200 some odd students in the class. The teachers and the professors in the front. And you got to get in where you fit in. Huge study hall. And shoot, you lucky if you got somebody that even took attendance. I'm going to be honest, I don't think I ever had a professor take attendance. I was sitting up there, and you have a class, I'm sitting up there, book, you be sitting back there like, and you better be taking notes. You better be getting it, because if you don't, it's going to be a sink or swim philosophy. So I remember, like I said, being up there and not being, feeling like I wasn't prepared, but I was prepared mentally because of my parents and some of the great teachers I had in Detroit public schools. But now, I got to remember, all them teachers are retiring, and they can't take some of the madness, because some of y'all just sending y'all kids to school to be babysitted. And most of the time, y'all just sending y'all kids to school and you don't halfway know where they at. And that's truth. That's white and black. These kids, I'm telling you, shout out to the teachers. I'll give y'all an incredible amount of respect, because they couldn't pay me enough to be a teacher with some of these students. I'm talking about anywhere. Y'all don't know if y'all going. It was a time where you realize you would go to school to teach a kid, not that you had to duck behind a desk and feel scared to death because one of these kids got their feelings hurt or was getting picked with so bad that they decided to go home and said they couldn't take it no more. That's the day and age we live in now. Things is 10 times changed. So, and I'm gonna get into that a little bit more. But like I said, trying to get back to the vaccine, basically, is that, and I've said this so many times, just in talking, that we need to get out of this, trying to destroy each other because it's vaccine. That's a self-destruction. That's a oh man, I'm trying to think of the right word for it. That's an implementation tactic that the government is doing to keep us fighting each other. So that way, everything they trying to pass, because let me tell y'all something. While we are arguing about vaccines, about checks, about all this petty stuff, cancel culture, they passing laws, tariffs, tax hikes. We ain't see. This is why I just want to tell my people all the time, y'all gotta stop. We gotta stop being so easily distracted every single time we get in our feelings. Feelings are so unreliable. Feelings are a measure of how you are currently at your state. At this state, that's what feelings measure. Right now, I'm pissed, right? So that's the state I'm in right now. But it's not a good measurement of what's actually accurately going on. You can be pissed, but things could be going in your favor. You could be sad, but things are going in your favor. It's just that at this state and how you're going through the process, that's how you're feeling. It's not a good barometer to go by. So what they do all the time, they make us fight, they make us argue. That way, while we fighting and arguing, they're walking out the door with the safe. You ever seen those movies where it's a whole big bar fight and everybody looking around and there's always one person in that bad boy and they all of a sudden come, they got the money and the treasure and they walking out the door while everybody fighting? That's what our government do all the time to us. Oh yeah, this is wonderful. Simply Peach. Oh, ugh. Oh my goodness, it's the best thing ever. I love it. I can't help it. I love this. I shouldn't be drinking it, you know what I'm saying? But I guess it's my cheat day. So I guess I'm drinking. And I don't care. Don't judge me out there. Come on. Don't. Thank you. I know I ain't the only one. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. But we got to stop being so easily distracted by it. Stop arguing about if you have it. If somebody not taking it, that's fine. Somebody taking it, that's fine. As long as you are able to understand that whatever choice you choose, you got to face the consequences of it. You got to face what rules come with it. So if they say if you have a shot, you can't go here, you can't go there, then hey, you got to do it. They got a rationale behind it. You can't have it both ways. Okay? If you want that, you better go to Utah. If you want to be able to have multiple wives and all this other stuff, go to Utah or one of these other facilities where you can have polygamy lifestyle. In the government, it don't work like that. You got to make a choice. You got to do what you're gonna do. You got to make a good, clean choice to say, hey, I'm gonna do this. Weigh out your options. That's what adults do. Okay, that's what adults do. They weigh out the options and they choose which one is good for them. Because guess what? When you're weighing out the options, you still got pros and cons, but you choose what's best for you. That's how you do things. You don't do stuff just because you feel a certain way. You do it because you measured it out and you said, this is what the best way for me to do it. Because if you go by how you feel all the time, nobody gas would be paid. Nobody electric would be paid. Your car notes, everybody would do it because you'd be living vicariously. Just boom, I'm going to do everything I want to do how I feel, low, but you're thinking that you ain't got no consequences. Everybody is entitled to their own choices, but you're not entitled on which consequences that you got to suffer for choosing it, whether they're good or bad, period, right? All right, let's move on. Let's move on from there. Let's not talk about the vaccine no more. Let's stop being so mean and evil to each other, man. Love each other. That's what we need. Y'all ever heard that beautiful song? I know how to sung before, like, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's just the only thing that is just too little of. That's a real song. Y'all might be laughing at me, but that's a real song right there. Because it's saying a lot of it's saying what it is, because we don't have a lot of love in the society. Okay? Because look at it. And because you bring out a good point. It's despicable people that say, look, I know that you got to go out here. I know you want to go on this cruise. I know you want to go on this vacation. So what we're going to do is get you a fake card. That's almost as bad as somebody having AIDS and not telling a person that they got AIDS. I don't care what none of y'all say. That is, when you are deliberately and sneaky because you want to satisfy yourself, guess what that's called? Selfish. People just too selfish. You're freaking selfish. So make your choice and take what comes with it. I have said this over and over again. I've taken the vaccine. I took it when it was first available because, I ain't about to go all through that again. But I took it because I weighed out the options. I thought about making sure my family would be taken care of. I thought about my mother and my daughter. I thought about the people that I love and I'm always around. And that I said, I could do this if it means one day down the road, I could be around them and not have to worry about it. Because out of all the people, all of my friends, all my bros, everybody else, I'm the one that was around more people than all of them. It's just some real talk. It was me saying, I'm not going to be selfish and thinking like I'm going to be the one I'm going to be the one that's going to be invincible. Let me tell y'all something. Shoot, Superman used to get shot at all the time. But you know one thing he did? He wasn't no fool. They'd shoot at him all day. Then they throw the gun at him and that son bitch duck. So Superman wasn't that stupid. All I'm trying to tell you is that sometimes It's all right to be unselfish and say, man, look, I'm gonna do this, what it is. Side effects and all. Now I'm grateful, shoot, I'm grateful to God I didn't have no side effects. I saw people take it and they had some bad ones, had some headaches, but they're doing all right now. But the other side effect, I saw the people that wasn't taking it, is all of them was bad. And also, if someone was asymptomatic, and that's good. But I seen perfectly healthy people, it was kicking the mess out of them. And also seen perfectly healthy people die. As I stay in the hospital, and this is my last thing I'm going to say on it, I was in the hospital with my sister. God bless her soul. I miss you every day, baby. As I was sitting in the hospital next to my sister, who was in a coma, the people in the hospital didn't have to let my family stay and let us be around. I so happened, and this again, what I tell y'all all the time about having a good reputation. One of the nurses happened to be the sister of one of the mothers that's over with the kid, two of the boys that's in my mentoring program. And she said, Mr. Johnson, we really can't do this, but we're going to allow y'all to be here and stay with your sister for a minute. So it's about 11 of them. And you would have thought that they just sat there and they would be quiet and just let them do that. And as they was doing that, and I finally eventually got them to calm down. As I walked by, I was seeing gurneys go out of a room. One of the things that just pierced me in my soul. And the guy said, no, you got to stop right there. And they was coming out there wearing a suit. Person that just died of COVID, man. They had nobody, no family around them. Nobody to love them. You think about that? Nobody, no last kiss, no last goodbye. That ain't the way you should be able to go out. If anybody had a choice on the way that you could leave this place and leave the right way, I want to be surrounded by my grandkids, man. And with me being the oldest, surrounded by my brother, my nephews, my daughter. You know what I'm saying? My friends, my bros. And go peacefully. That's how you that's all right. But not alone in an area where nobody can't come see you and you quarantined off and you treat it like you got the most ferocious disease that ever happened in life. Come on, man. Worst, that's one of the worst things I ever seen, man. And it scared me because I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Backed up for a minute because it was a ways down the hall, but it was just a section. That was all for just COVID. Woo. I'm telling you, man, just love each other. Just love each other enough. And whatever reasons you got for doing it, just don't make them be selfish. Make them be because it's the best choice that you really believe in your heart that'll be for yourself, your family, and the people you love the most. There we go. Nobody, if you argue me on that, you just want to argue because I didn't say get it or not get it. I said weigh your choice and make sure you don't do it for selfish reasons. And watch somebody still pick this up and have an argument and want to quote some stats. Fuck a stat. I got one stat for you. You should have the stat of how much you love the people that you're around the most. And that's how you should judge and do things. Stop doing it based on your selfishness. Oh my goodness. Huh. But next thing I'm going to talk about on a little lighthearted note, right? I seen such I think one of the best ideas I've seen in a long time. And you know what? It's called. I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to wait to do that because I want to have my cousin here to do that bad boy. Yeah, I'll wait. I'll wait. We ain't gonna do that. We'll skip over to something else. We'll skip over to this, and we'll make this be the last one, right? Let's talk about this cancel culture. Right? We'll save that. Yeah, I'm gonna save it for you. I don't want to have that on there. It don't feel right not doing that without you on the first show. So we're gonna save that one. But we're gonna get into this one. This is cancel culture. This is the one. Another thing that go right back into being selfish. That's crazy. And the biggest example of it right now we got going on is the Dave Chappelle comedy special, which is called The Closer. Now, if you haven't seen The Closer, to me, it wasn't particularly funny. To me, it was more thought-provoking. So I think he did that purposely. He's just one of those type of comedians. His comedy has really evolved. It's a lot of comics like that in their comedy, they're giving you some cold, hard, incredible truth to make you think. He's like that. Who else? Chris Rock. A lot of people, oh, Chris Rock ain't funny. I think Chris Rock is incredibly funny. I think he's right on. If you don't like what he talk about, I want you, everything that Chris Rock has talked about, I ain't gonna lie, but I agree about 90% of the things that Chris Rock be talking about. You get a chance, watch Tambourine. That was another good one that he had. Truth. He was being honest. He was talking about his divorce. And he was talking about how much of a, he was in fault for the divorce. But in this particular one, Dave Chappelle, to me, seemed like he tried to pull out not an olive branch, but at least was trying to explain himself to a community, and not the entire community, because everybody in this community don't share the same token. As a matter of fact, this community, the actual ones that be, I'm talking about the ones who awfully reminiscent of these brand of people that wore sheets and poked holes in them and rode around on horses and chased niggas around, hanging them from trees, burning down their houses, and raping their women and their kids. They awfully reminiscent of that type of behavior, maybe not to that extreme, because what they use to do lynching is that they will drag you, they will destroy your career, they will discredit you, and they will do it with no forgiveness. But yet, in the same breath, they want understanding, they want mercy, and they want people to forget about their transgressions. That's ironic. It's ironic that a group who keeps saying they want the same rights as everyone else don't want the same rights as everyone else. I know it might be a couple people out there like, Randy, what you mean by that? They want to be able to do what everybody else do, but they don't want to be able to have the same punishments that everybody else do for the things that they do. They don't want that. Think about it. Man, it's messed up when you have to try to think about something, because I'm trying to think of something that Facebook or YouTube won't try to block my comments out on or try to take me off for. Because if y'all, as y'all know, I am if Facebook jail was a maximum security prison, I'll be in that bad boy that's in Colorado, wherever they call it, F9. I'll be on 23-hour lockdown, because I can't say nothing without them locking me down. I'm locked down all the time. I'm like, man, let me try to say it the right way. And I want to do this because we got a brand, right? Cuz we got a brand that we're trying to keep. So I got a brand. They ain't gonna be punking me out. So I'll figure out ways around it. I'm good at articulating myself. So the woman who has been leading, the man who believes he's a woman, who has been leading these cancel Dave Chappelle rallies, happens to be a black male who has made his transition in his mind to being a woman. Is the person who's really leading these outbursts against Dave Chappelle. And this is, and no disrespect to Dave Chappelle, I ain't never met him a day in my life. So to me, this is way bigger than Dave Chappelle. Let's start right there. This ain't about one guy. But what happens is that when it affects one person, y'all got to understand all these things going on, trying to tell people you can't say this, you can't say that. Don't be fooled. All this is a part of a new thing they're trying to come up with so hard, which is censorship. They're trying to bring that back. They want to censor everything that you say. That's why they're trying to eliminate some things in history. I'm telling y'all got to look. Stop looking at the leaves. Start digging and look at the roots and see that they poison. They want censorship. You don't believe it? Look at the votes. They right now in the process of doing votes, trying to take out certain aspects of American history out of textbooks. Namely, slavery. You don't believe me? Go look it up. They want to try to make like none of the atrocities that happen in this country ever happen. Why you think they always saying, hey, man, come on, slavery is over, man, get over it. Like, y'all not slaves anymore. Are you kidding me? You got more people of color, African American, especially black males in prison than ever was in slavery. Right now, in this modern marvel of a country is the United States of America, as developed and how great they continually say that we are over here. We got more people in prison than any other country. Period. Nobody ever thought about that. You ain't ever thought about that. Prisons in other countries, which we've seen them, they've been horrible, right? Some of them so bad they let AIDS run rampant in there. I say raping and doing all kind of things. They let it run rampant, let them just die off. But in this country, because of the fact that we got this belief of free enterprise, that prison is big business. It's huge. It's huge business in this country. That's why I privatize. That's why you ain't never seen how many votes we've had to say, man, we need to take away the ability for prisons to be privatized. Right? They tried to make it before, like, well, we ain't got to pay for it as a government, so we can give it to private institutions. What the private institution did, they had all that free labor coming in there. Well, you got to pay them. You ain't say what you got to pay them. So we went from guys that decided they wanted to hit the block and try to be the biggest dope boy in the country because they never want to work. Now you in prison throwing rocks at a wall for less than 5 cents a day. It ain't right. So now we got this brand new culture where anybody and anything, due to this incredible thing called social media, right? Especially social media. So if you are been out here in this era, all the way going back to about Black Planet, MySpace, Twitter. Twitter look like it's the one that get everybody in Twitter. Thank God I hate Twitter. I mean, there's other ones, but Twitter, everybody get called on Twitter. They just retweet your stuff. Retweet, tweet all day. Now, they'll go back, see when you said something, use it against you, demand your apology. They'll hear it. They'll demand another apology. You'll do it. Demand another apology. You'll do it. Destroy your career. And you're like, wait, I apologized about this. What's going on? Demand another apology. And then you have to be like, hold on now. Even to the point that this individual that had Dave Chappelle is leading these protests against Dave Chappelle, guess what? Information came up about them. Good old Twitter. It's not a respecter of person, right? Came up. And look at this, the community that he's in. He had homophobic tweets that were hateful. You don't believe them? Look them up. They're available. And racist tweets that were hateful. Don't believe me? Look them up. And what was this man's response to that, right? Because keep in mind, Kevin Hart had something like that. This is the funny part to me. If he was about to host the Emmys, y'all remember this? Kevin Hart was about to host the Emmys. Some tweets came out about him saying, hey, he said that my son was wearing a dress, and I, wherever the comment is, I don't want to misquote it because it's a show, so I want to be accurate, so I won't say that. Made some comments about him, like about 2014, somewhere along that lines. Ended up coming out. He apologized for it, right? It wasn't never done. They kept bringing it back out. They wanted him to pay. He's like, look, I apologize for it. That should be more than enough. And he just says, you know what? I'm not going to even do the Emmys. So they didn't even have a host for the Emmys and all this other stuff. They just ran with the Academy Awards. He just went with it. Right? They canceled him. You know, thank goodness that, you know, the brother's still doing good, you know, but everybody didn't have the same clout that he had. Or maybe the same draft or whatever, how he ever stayed in there. But then this man, he go back there saying some very hurtful things. And he gets on here. He says, y'all can't shame me. I can't do that because I have changed. Ain't that about a bitch? Didn't I just say that this community wants to be treated like everybody, but don't want to be treated like everybody? They want to be able to throw rocks at glass houses and have their hands, and even though they got blood all on their hand from the cut up rocks that they're using, and everybody else does, they want to be able to be excused because they feel like, I ain't a part of them. This is how they feel. He knows. He said all these homophobic tweets and racist tweets from a transgender black man. My goodness, that should be the pot calling a kettle black. You think they would automatically just go ahead and shut him down? Like, look, you done. You ain't serious. You ain't even remotely serious about this. There's got to be some kind of sick, twisted joke that you want to cancel. The same person you want to cancel for making no type of comments about your community, you made previously about your community because you wasn't in it yet. And because you wasn't in it yet, you feel like that should remove you from the responsibility because now that you're in it, I've changed. Get out of here. This man has not said nothing to disgrace your community. It's comedy. And you know it's not the same shared thought process from all of them because everybody's not there with him. Even the young woman that he talked about. And I looked it up. I wanted to see myself. When she said, hold on, this man's not homophobic. And your community went after their own. What are you talking about? You're a traitor. You're this. Sounds awfully clannish to me. Last time I seen a group like that, they wore white hoods. And if you tried to side with the people they didn't like, they'll let you know. Oh, you want to know what the saddest part about this is? You know what they used to call those group of people? I'm talking about the people that wore the sheets with the holes through them to hide their face because they was in big political positions and they didn't want to endanger those positions by looking biased. And it's sad because they ain't even got to do that no more. Now they can be as racist as they want to be, and they wide open and escape everything else on social media, everywhere else around. You want to know who those people they came up against? The people that they were talking about. That if any one of they people that look like them tried to stand up and say that person's right, they used to call us niggas or niggers, or wherever how they ever want to say it. They called us niggers. And if you tried to do right by us, they called you a nigger lover. Ain't that disgusting? I'm gonna tell you something else that's disgusting. You can go on Facebook right now, Twitter, and everywhere else, and you can use nigga like it's the most popular word in the dictionary, like it's an adjective for everything that you can ever describe, and they won't suspend your account. They won't give you a warning, but if you make anything that even touches or resembles a any type of comment towards the LGBTQ community, they'll put you on 30-day lockup in Facebook. You'll be done. And it wouldn't be nothing even derogatory. You might just say something like, I don't understand. Why should I have to call you this? Why I have to recognize you as this? I don't have to recognize you as anything. The only thing I have to do is recognize your right to live. Your choices are your choices. They're not the same as mine. I don't have the right to cancel you. You have the right to live your life. If it's a white, black, or orange person that don't like me, guess what? It's your right to be racist. You just can't do. It's not your right to put harm upon me, to destroy my reputation. But guess what? In the privacy of your own company, your own home, and do everything else, guess what? You can call me hot job, nigga, coon, and all that stuff, all the things that you want. Period. It's not the government job to babysit everybody in their house and try to censor everything that we do. It's some things that should be automatically wrong. Like getting a job, being able to get a loan, being able to get a mortgage, whether it be car loan, to get affordable insurance or health care. Should none of those things, or to be able to get the very rights that they talk about so greatly in this Constitution all the time and these Bill of Rights, to get those type of things, it should never be based off of race, sex, what's that? Like race, sexual preference, economic class, religion. It should be based off any of those things. It should be based upon if you show the ability that you can do the job. That's that one part about that, right? Then what's the next part about it? You got to make sure everybody's on the same level playing field. And the problem is that the people that is not on the same level playing field right now, right? That don't want to have everybody on the same level playing field. And I ain't gonna say your names because you know who you are. You're the ones that complain about that every time somebody gets one victory, you get mad. That you started a race and you gave yourself a 500 lap head start and didn't allow us to start until y'all were good and well ready to. You know how long it took us to hear that gun for us to go? And then on top of that, you still throw more and more obstacles in our way, more and more booby traps. Hell, you even got us to fight ourselves all the time. You got us believing that it's a race that's called light skin and dark skin. You got us fooled that badly during this 500 lap head start that you had. And you did all of that to keep us from ever looking at the big picture. And that was that we were catching up. And it wasn't because of any help that you gave us. So to the LGBTQ, any group, I know y'all got all the fancy names for them because we love separating things, right? Antifa, Ku Klux Klan, Black Lives Matter, whatever groups y'all got, you know what I'm saying? Forget all y'all groups. Because when you got that many groups, that means you got people in those groups that only thing they want doesn't have anything to do with why the group was formed in the first place. Majority of people, when they make their own clubs, make their own groups, and they crown themselves, whatever, the leader, and make themselves and put themselves in position of that nature, the only thing they want that group to do is whatever in their best interest. Because eventually, too many people get in there, you're going to have a couple of them saying, why are we doing this? What are you doing? What is it paying us in any way to do what you keep telling us to do? And like I said, that or everything I'm just talking about, because let me tell you something. Nobody hates people with a separate, that has a different, what the heck was that? That's a different sexual orientation than them. Or they want to be with a man. If a man want to be with a man, a woman want to be the woman, that's your business. Do you do that? We don't hate you for that. This ain't no hate thing anyway. What we're trying to scream out and what everybody's trying to scream out. Like I've said before, I would love to sit down and talk to some people that's in that organization, because y'all done incredible things in terms of how y'all movement gone. Y'all movement been strong. Y'all been straight, like dead center down, boom. Y'all done some incredible things. Y'all have had like almost over 4 major laws changed to benefit y'all. We still trying to get one law changed. We still trying to get the criminal justice reform bill, the George, you know what I'm saying? Oh, my goodness. We still trying to get those things done for us. Shoot, we still trying to get guys that's been in jail for weed convictions, and now weed is completely legal for low-level crimes. We still trying to get that even. We still trying to say, hey, we're not saying that the person in jail shouldn't be in jail because they did do the crime, but man, shouldn't it be equal to the same amount of time that somebody else of a different color, a different sex had too? Are you simply just chalking it up on us because we black? Are you just chalking it up on us because because they Latino? Because that's not fair. You make people that do bank fraud, y'all try to bury them under the jail. But major bank corporations, I'm not going to say a lot of names, Lehman Brothers, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, all these organizations did it for years, putting people in horrible loans that they knew they would never be able to pay off. Those individuals should be buried under jail, but y'all gave them golden parachutes. You let those cocksuckers ride on. Not only that, you gave those same institutions that was just as dirty and even more dirtier, because ain't no black person got that much power in the world to do all the stuff. They had people on the inside doing it for all the time. They just took buyouts and got less time, and they deal it all the time. White folks get in there. You got this white man. He got friends on this side. He doing it. All of a sudden, they get caught. They get squalls with her. No, man, we got to take a buyout, man. We got to do this. You don't believe me? Ask Robert Vacano. Oh, dang, I said that name. Oh my goodness. I don't think I should have said that. Fuck you. Dirty motherfuckers. That's how I started in Detroit. My man that ran the water department. Pressure got squalls. He took the first deal. He got in there, took that first deal, and Kwame and all of them started falling like flies. And he didn't do nowhere near the amount of time that Kwame and them did. I tell you, man, it's protection in that complexion if you got it. And it's just disgusting. Like I said, these companies been doing it for years. The governor of Michigan didn't go to jail, openly knowing that he switched the type of treatment of the water that was in Flint. He went ahead. He the one that signed it. He the one that signed the bill. Gave the okay. He ain't doing no time in jail. They's ready to put that black mayor in jail. Everything else. I'm telling you, once the people in this country, especially all of them, they try to make us be against each other, because if we ever got one accord, and you know what, I do want to make this mention, and then we'll be good. I want to say this too. Thank y'all for tuning in this week. Back again next week, 7:45. Of course, we'll have Mac Reese on this bad boy. Had a connection issue today, but we'll get it taken care of with some more great topics for everything. So we appreciate y'all. Y'all know what to do. Y'all need to share, subscribe, and get that bad boy out. Just don't share all the knowledge for yourself. Don't share all the enjoyment. Get it out there to the people, man. Y'all know how it's going to go. But in regard to the last thing that I want to say before all of this, we get done for the night, is that this group, which I want to, do I want to call y'all that? I got to call y'all where I want to call y'all, because you'll call me a certain way. To the biggest voting community in the United States. Okay. And I've been telling people this for years. And I said one day they were going to be awakened. And when they woke up and realized that they are the controlling factor, they were going to bring out the most votes that we will ever see in history. And they did it. And that's the poor, white, uneducated groups in this country. That's why all the red states at. Do your research. The highest population of uneducated whites are in the southern and middle American states, because you're not the college people. These ones, do some maybe doing farming. They backbone, do some hard working, and guess what? That's what we do too. We work hard too. So stop letting your racism blind you from the fact that we in the same race. Stop letting that 1% use y'all and make you think that we got more power than y'all. Y'all honestly think that? How ignorant could you be to actually think that? How could any white person actually think that blacks are ahead on the food chain? Don't think that. Y'all run the same way. They feel the same way about y'all. That's why things never change in your communities. You're still in the same farming communities, still struggling for the same subsidies, and they never happen because they don't care about y'all. They don't care about the working American. Everything that comes off the working American, don't get it twisted. The stimulus checks, they come from the backs of working Americans, okay? The collateral for all the loans that they actually owe to other countries and other major banks come off the back of us. Come out of our tax dollars. Come out of them taking funds out of the things we need in our communities Because the one things rich folks do to stay rich is that they don't spend money. And they surely ain't spending theirs. You got these sports stadiums. They don't come from them. Come from subsidies. Tax dollars. You're a fool. You think Jerry Jones spent $1 billion to give that stadium. They don't do that. What we're trying to tell you is that y'all waste so much incredible energy. Y'all stormed the Capitol. I was impressed. I'm going to tell you, the most impressive thing I ever seen in my 39 years of living was seeing a group of people, now citizens of the country, march into the Capitol, in the buildings, go inside there, sit, destroy government property. And they all got the, all right, that's enough for it now. Okay, let's get out of here. Treatment from every single cop that was there. That's incredible. They didn't know what to say. Then, y'all want to say the president incited them at the time was Donald Trump. He incited them. But Trump ain't stupid. He said, y'all, we need to march down there. And while they was going this way, he was going that way. To me, that's the sign of a cowardice leader. I'd have had a lot more respect for him if he actually went down there with him. Now he looked like he a man of his cause instead of a puppeteer, which that's exactly what he was doing. But I'm telling you, uneducated whites don't have a thought process like that. They've been bred in racism. They've been bred to blame other people's for their own misfortunes. They are the worst type of entitled at times. And that's that entitled where they feel like because the rationale of them not being or living up to the expectations of their own life is because of blacks, because of Asians, because of Latinos. It's because of everybody that's a different color than them, because it couldn't possibly be them. But I'm telling you one thing, they gave that government some act right. Because for the first time, those whites and those old whites and them young whites, that's all in government. And some of them blacks that forgot they were black too, and some of them Latinos that forgot where they were. Got a huge reality check. Like, no, they gotta pay for that. But you still had some of the good old party that stayed strong, like, no, they shouldn't pay. You wanna know why? Because when they look at their own people, they don't ever see something that disturbs them enough to hate them. The only time they ever have that look in their eyes when they look at somebody like me. That's just the honest truth, and we are done for the night. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in for the night. Like I said, next week, 7:45, we will be back here. We will have, of course, Mac Reese will be back here as well. Like I said, this year we're gonna have some great, strong conversations this week, and for the rest of this season. Things before we're really gonna push the envelope in terms of not just being vulgar or saying things just for shock value, but we talking about we pushing the envelope of your thinking, because we in a time frame and a process where we need to stop being so narrow-minded and selfish thinking, and we need to think outside the box, because that's the one place that the most powerful in society fears for us to think, because then we'll start seeing all the bullshit they really putting out on us. All right. So for that being said, man, I want to wish y'all a good night. We will see y'all next week again. Go ahead, share, comment, get that video out. And again, we'll see you next week. Love y'all. God bless.